Sorry, updating my Facebook status. Yeah, let me just put this back in my pocket. How much do you think it would cost me to put this away and talk to you instead? How much would it be worth to you? For someone I know really well, this is worth the whole world. My 3-year-old brother calls me ate because in the Filipino culture, that's how you call and show respect to your eldest sister. One evening, this was back when he was just 2, I gave him his milk bottle so he could drink and then go to sleep. He paused and looked at me. His dark brown eyes, so wide, gave me his brightest smile and said, "Thank you, ate, thank you," and then ran off. I couldn't explain this bubble of happiness that formed inside me at that moment. I was so happy I almost felt like crying. And I couldn't understand why. We've heard him say the phrase 1,000 times, come on, thank you. But what was with that moment? A couple of nights later, one of my sisters gave me an explanation without her even knowing it. My baby brother did the same thing to her before running off somewhere. And she turned to me and said, "Has he ever done that to you? You give him something so little, it's almost nothing. And he says, thank you, like it means the whole world to him." The whole world. When was the last time you have really considered the power of the simplest of actions and how it can change a world? During our lives, we are often taught to think big, and quite often we lose ourselves inside grand dreams. We have sleepless nights, moments of insanity, splitting headaches. But don't you think if we kept going that way, we would inevitably crash and burn, destroying us along with our dreams? I always hear people give advice. Take one step at a time, small steps count, divide your tasks into bite-sized pieces. And they're brilliant to hear. But let me ask you, whoever listens to their own advice anyway? Because, like it or not, admit it or not, we have the tendency to build dreams at the grandest scale. It's human nature. We all want to start something, own something. We want to change the world. But just for a second here, give me a chance to pull you back down and remind you why we dream in the first place. Wasn't it all about changing lives? I belong to a youth-led organization called Multicultural Youth NT, or as we fondly call it, MyNT. One of our core values, the most important one in my opinion, and the one that keeps me involved, is that we aim to build future leaders, one young person at a time. Make your ideas reality. This is our motto, pure and simple. At a young age, MyNT has already been through a lot. We've lost people, no funding, disagreements. Thankfully, we haven't had a coup yet. But I'll tell you what, there has never been a rejection of an idea, ever. Because as long as you can prove that your idea is awesome, that it is for the positive change of something, and that you want it, we'll take you in. It doesn't matter how strange it may seem or how huge it is. It doesn't matter how long we think it's going to take us to make this a reality. It doesn't matter if we don't have the money to do it. which happens more often than I would like. Because at the end of the day, what matters is not the final outcome. When all has been said and done, we're going to come and ask you, how did you feel about that journey? How did the people in your team feel? I'll always remember this one kid. He was just in year 11 when we first met him, and he told us about his grand idea, a long-time dream for him, an indoor skate park with a youth hub attached to it, so that young people have somewhere to go to during the wet season. Of course, the first reaction was, wow, that's awesome, that's brilliant, we love it. And then reality hit, and the adults turned around and whispered, we don't have the money or the resources to do that. Right. So we looked at him, and we said, okay, here are the facts. Here's what you can do. Now, what do you want to do? Right about this point, you would either expect either of these two answers. First, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. That's a lot of work. Yeah, you know what? Just forget it. It was a silly idea in a way. Or you get the other extreme where they go, man, don't be so negative. Come on, we can do this. We just have to do this and do that, and then we get the money, and we build this, and we build that. Now, I have no idea if I was this mature when I was his age. But he came back to us and said, okay, I get you. So how about we do this? We gain support and publicity by doing this. I've already done this. I've already talked to these people. That was late last year. A couple of months ago, he hosted and ran a skate competition, a very successful event during National Youth Week. And all throughout this process, this kid just had this excitement on his face and hope in his voice. And you know what? He's still out there somewhere, searching for ways to gain support for his project. Nothing could stop this kid. Maybe someday he'll get his own indoor skate park. But right now, he's happy with the little blessings he has received, the small steps he'd taken. I remember he was talking to a group once, and he said, before I met these people, all I had was this idea in my head, but I didn't really know how to start. Now, at least I've got something, and it feels great. I wonder if he knew that while our words inspired him, his actions left imprints in my heart. Are we ever going to change the world? Probably not, small as we are. But are we going to change someone's world through all the small lives that we touch? I truly hope so. I've told you about our slogan, make your ideas reality. And that's cool, we're proud of that. I mean, that's our selling point. But the truth is, this has never been about the idea. It has always been about the people and the journey that will take you somewhere. What MyNT really does is mentoring young people, pushing them to go beyond their own comfort zone, listening to their wants and understanding their needs, and showing them that they'll never be alone in their fight, showing them that they themselves can do something about their issue, and telling them that anything really is possible if you're prepared to fail from time to time, with or without the realization of your idea. We aim to strengthen future leaders, one young person at a time. Remember my phone? How much did it cost me to put it back in my pocket? Nothing. One day, my little brother pulled me to play baseball with him. Not the real thing. I was just supposed to throw this tiny soft ball, and he hits it with a stick. Obviously, I thought I could multitask. Ball on the right hand and phone on the left, because he caught me while I was texting away, and I couldn't just let go of my phone. He glared at me, right, and says, "No, ate, phone back, ate." I got the message, of course, and immediately put the phone back in my pocket. He smiled so widely after that, and then posed with his baseball bat. He wanted my full and undivided attention. That's all. For my little brother, this meant the whole world. I look at MyNT's project leaders and hope that somewhere along the journey we taught them something. Because undoubtedly, their efforts, their look of satisfaction, and their contagious laughter are always changing my world, and I'll forever be thankful. I look at every person who dared to dream and tried, and I admire their bravery. Not what they did, but their bravery. Because it takes truckloads of guts to take that first step, and a whole lot more to take it again. For never failing to inspire others, even when they don't realize it themselves, I'll forever be thankful. My brother has taught me a lot of things, some of which I never knew, and some of them I have just forgotten and am now relearning. But always he teaches me the importance of baby steps to get somewhere. Small actions. Do it both for the people you want to affect and yourself. I wonder if my mom knew that when she whispered to me and told me that there was no need to be afraid because I was talented enough to do it and make it through, she renewed my faith in myself. Does she know she's always changing my world? Embrace your daughter and allow her to cry like a wreck in your arms. Show her that she'll never be alone. Change her world. I wonder if my high school teacher knew that when he told me my poem was so good he wanted to frame it and hang it up on a wall, he changed the way I viewed my writing, and my world has never been the same. Tell someone that they've got the most beautiful smile and that they should do it more often. Change their world. I wonder if this particular person knew that when he talked to me that night at a party, I was having one of the worst days of my life. That when he told me all the amazing things that are happening around this town and what I could contribute to it, he changed my world and completely turned it around. Whose world are you going to change today? You see, the world will never run out of issues that we'll have to deal with. Poverty, war, hunger, corruption, and we'll always have big ideas on how to combat them. But let us not allow our spirits to die before we could even implement our idea. Just simple steps. Throughout our journey, let us smile, lend an ear, offer a hand, help someone stand, and give them a reason to believe that they can. One person at a time. Don't be too hard on yourself because you didn't go down in history alongside people like Martin Luther King Jr. or Gandhi, or you weren't named Time Magazine's Person of the Year. It might seem a bit odd that today someone stands here to tell you to take a step back from your dream and start again. Why? I am not telling you to forget or give up. Rather, take this as a reminder to keep your feet on the ground and remember why you dream in the first place. Why am I reminding myself? Because I have no desire to change the world. I want to change many